So Bowie actually tracked down his long-lost childhood friend. And get this, he did it the old-fashioned way. He wrote him a pen pal letter. That's right, a handwritten letter. And the friend? It turned out to be Derek. Now, people in the comments had a lot to say about that. Everyone was trying to figure out what exactly was going on. But then Bowie started explaining. He said, "We used to play on the jungle gyms together when we were kids, and then one day you just moved away. It broke my heart, and after that, I never saw you again." Here's the thing, Bowie is 44 years old when he's saying all of this. And look, you might be sitting there thinking, come on man, you're really holding on to a childhood friendship this deeply at 44? But honestly, ask yourself, did you ever have a friend like that? Someone who just disappeared from your life before you ever got the chance to say goodbye? And here's where it gets interesting. They actually found him. Derek was real, the search was real, and the reunion became real. Now sure, some people in the comments wanted to brush it off. It's just a friend, relax. But if you watched Bowie read that pen pal letter out loud, you felt it. Every single word hit differently. It didn't sound like a guy looking for a childhood buddy. It sounded like someone describing their very first heartbreak. And maybe, in a way, it was.
Yeah, I got great news. I found my long-lost friend. Shit was emotional for me, bro. Like, man, bro, like, every time something crazy happened and God showed me He with me, bro, like, man.
But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. By putting that letter out into the world, by making that search public, Bowie unknowingly set off a chain of events he never saw coming. What started as a heartfelt attempt to reconnect with a childhood friend ended up triggering something else entirely, something a lot more serious. Because now there's talk of a probation violation. And then, out of nowhere, the man believed to be Bowie's long-lost friend steps forward, a Detroit man, someone who goes all the way back to kindergarten with Bowie, and he starts talking.
24 hours, almost 24 hours, since Boosie put the videos out, him being with his family, being at the park and hearing somebody, say the name Derek, and, it put him, he's saying he had a flashback, it put him back at a time where, as kids, two of the best friends, coming up in the elementary, middle school time, but, I'm here right now just to kind of.
All right, let's wrap up the Boosie situation, specifically this probation violation, and then we'll move on. So here's where things stand. The prosecution wants Boosie set back behind bars over the Texas incident. And when you look at the court documents, it paints a pretty clear picture. His criminal history includes convictions for assault, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. And according to the filing, within weeks of being placed on supervised release, he was already showing a pattern of non-compliance, failing to follow basic monitoring requirements, and demonstrating what the court described as a clear disregard for its authority and an unwillingness to meet the conditions set for his transition back into society. And honestly, this isn't surprising if you've been following Boosie. This keeps happening. Every time he gets off papers, it feels like it's only a matter of time before something pulls him back in. At what point do you just decide, you know what? I'm gonna stay out of situations that could cost me everything. Think about the Texas situation specifically. He went to pick up somewhere between $20,000 and $40,000, and he brought a gun because his security wasn't with him. That decision alone unraveled everything. And the irony? Around that same time, he turned down a $25,000 interview with Vlad TV because they couldn't meet his $35,000 asking price. So he walked away from clean legal money and then risked his freedom chasing a similar amount under circumstances that got him caught. When Vlad wasn't even breaking even at the time, Boosie was pulling $25,000 for a sit-down interview. That's real money, safe money. and he left it on the table. Instead, he put himself in a club environment, exactly the kind of setting where something can go wrong, and it did. When you're on supervised release, the extra cost of proper security and controlled environments isn't optional. It's the price of staying free, and that price is always going to be lower than the cost of going back to court. Nobody here is hating on Boosie. He's entertaining, and people genuinely root for him. But at some point, you have to ask, how many times can a person end up in the exact same situation before something finally clicks? That said, and this is just the reality of it, Boosie will probably beat this. He tends to find a way out. He's got that same kind of luck as NBA Youngboy, so don't be surprised if he walks. Now, shifting gears, Charlemagne attended Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt anniversary rollout event. Jay-Z is going all out for the 30th anniversary of the album, and he's been very calculated about how he's doing it. One of the most notable moves, Dame Dash has been quietly but deliberately cut out of the celebration. Dame and Jay-Z co-owned Reasonable Doubt together through Rockefeller Records, but Jay-Z has structured this rollout in a way that sidelines Dame entirely. And here's the thing, Dame Dash deserves real credit for that album's existence. When nobody in the industry wanted to sign Jay-Z, Dame and Kareem B. Burke believed in him. They put their own money into it. Reasonable Doubt was the launch record for their independent venture, born out of necessity, because major labels weren't interested. Dame was instrumental in making that album happen. But now, Jay-Z has wrapped New York City subway cars with his image, holding up the diamond. There's a full merchandise line, limited vinyl releases, and a production rollout that goes well beyond what most artists do for anniversary projects. Not even Nas celebrated Illmatic's anniversary at this level, and that's saying something. Is it impressive? Absolutely. Is there also an element of pettiness in it, particularly the way Dame has been sidelined? That's for you to decide. But it does feel like this could be building towards something bigger than just an anniversary. Jay-Z always has a next move.
Moving on, there's a leaked contract circulating that is allegedly drafted on behalf of Pusha T and presented to Gucci Mane. And if it's real, it is one of the most one-sided documents you'll ever see in the music industry. According to the contract, Gucci Mane's 1017 Records would receive no ownership and no royalty payments for any of Pusha T's music, including music that had already been released. That alone should have been an immediate deal breaker for anyone on Gucci's side. It doesn't stop there. If 1017 decided to take legal action against Pusha, Gucci Mane would have to cover all legal fees. Pusha would not need Atlantic Records approval for any decisions, despite Atlantic being the label that actually funds the operation, with 1017 functioning as an imprint underneath them. And on top of all of that, Pusha would walk away not just with his masters, but also with full rights to his lyrics, videos, branding, copyrights, logos, and artwork. For everything. This isn't a music industry contract. This reads like something written without any legal counsel involved whatsoever. The terms are so lopsided it borders on parody. There was real money to be made in that situation, and it appears to have been thrown away over a document that no serious attorney would have let through the door. Quick note on Remy Ma, she dropped a new track called Put 'Em On, and the reception has been mixed. The issue isn't her ability, the issue is direction. She leaned into an R&B influenced sound, but what her fan base actually wants is that hard boom-bap energy, the kind she brought on records like Whether You Like It. When she's in that lane, she's untouchable. Hopefully she finds her way back to it. Back to Jay-Z for a second, the subway car raps are something to see. The scale of this rollout is hard to ignore, and whether you see it as a genuine celebration or a strategic power move, or both, Jay-Z is making sure the world pays attention. Something bigger does feel like it's coming. On the versus front, Pretty Ricky took the win over B2K last night. Viewership wasn't massive since the versus format has lost some of its momentum over time, but the clips that surfaced were solid. Pretty Ricky showed up and delivered, and Rock Nation merch for the Reasonable Doubt anniversary is already out. Dame Dash is probably not having a great week. In sports, the Lakers have not extended a contract offer to LeBron James. That's a significant development. LeBron had made it clear he wanted to finish his career in Los Angeles, but if no offer comes, that conversation may be over. A return to Cleveland isn't out of the question. Nothing is confirmed, but the silence from the Lakers organization is loud. And then there's this. Trap Boy Freddy, who goes by Trap Lord Ross, has a tattoo on the back of his leg depicting King Von surrounded by skulls, apparently representing Von's alleged body count. That's a line that probably should not have been crossed, especially given that FBG Duck's mother was reportedly shown the tattoo. Whatever the intent was, the execution is in poor taste on multiple levels. Now, circling back to Pusha T's situation, investigators have confirmed that a VA case supervisor was involved in an inappropriate relationship with Rakeem Mayers Williams Jr., and that the employee actively entered falsified day passes into the system, allowing Williams to travel to unapproved locations while he was supposed to be under home confinement. This misconduct extended all the way to January 10, 2026, the day of the kidnapping incident, when the employee entered a 3-day travel pass for Williams. That employee has since been terminated by the VA. But even with someone on the inside actively helping him circumvent the conditions of his confinement, Williams still managed to rack up at least 4 formal violations, including missed urine screenings, failing to appear for scheduled drug testing, missing his bi-weekly check-ins, and claiming he lacked transportation to attend required appointments. The walls are closing in from every direction on this one. On the Big Tigger situation, the woman making accusations against him has apparently surfaced her own legal history, including allegations of physical altercations involving family members from about a year ago. The details are still developing, but the broader lesson here is a familiar one. Be extremely selective about who you let into your personal and professional life. The wrong person can turn your world upside down in ways you never anticipated. Charlemagne made a joke about using his Rock Nation discount, a lighthearted reference to the long-running belief that he operates as a de facto mouthpiece to the label. That's hardly a secret at this point. He's been running Rock Nation talking points for years. The joke just confirmed what most people already assumed. Floyd Mayweather has announced that he's canceled his scheduled fight with The Weeknd, citing a contract dispute. Floyd's been in and out of the headlines for various reasons lately, none of them particularly flattering. This situation is still unfolding. And finally, Harlem, stand up. Shout out to Jay Critch and Jim Jones.